Hey guys, this is Roxann Smithers with the Smithers Law Group, your trusted 360 General Counsel, and this is a note from my Legalpad. While a lot of businesses are far down the path of developing and growing their business, we still get a lot of questions from new entrepreneurs who are just at the initial stages or are looking to take that side hustle and make it a front hustle, and they really want to understand the business formation process. And so we're going to give you a couple quick tips, generally speaking, about how you actually set up your business, your legal entity. Now, as we've shown in other videos, there are multiple entity structures that you can utilize, but most first-time business owners or entrepreneurs are going to either pick an LLC, a limited liability company, or they're going to pick a corporation. So either LLC will be at the end of their business name or Inc. will be at the end of their business name. So we're going to just focus on those two structures as we give you a couple tips on how you set up that legal business. First and foremost, you want to decide on the name of your business. Now, one of the things that you'll want to take into consideration is if you want to really build a brand around your business name and you want to be able to own it in various areas for goods or services, you'll want to do a bit of research to make sure that your name is unique enough out there to have potential for trademarking, that it won't be confused with other brands or other businesses in the marketplace, and that it can really be something that you can make your own. So once you pick your name for your business, and always have a couple backups in case, you'll need to have an address for your business. Even if you're doing a home-based business, you can use your home address. You may want to use a outside address and have a mail service. And there are a lot of services out there, co-working spaces and other mail services that can provide you with an address for your business. You'll then want to identify a registered agent. Your registered agent is an individual or a commercial company that provides the service that is available to accept formal legal communications on behalf of your business. The type that we most often see is when you're being served with a lawsuit and that individual pops up and says you've been served and they hand you a complaint. Well, you have to identify a person or a company that's at a physical location and that's available during regular business hours to receive those formal communications or formal documents from a court or other government entity. Some individuals want to serve as their own registered agent, which is perfectly fine. The caveat that I give them is that particularly if you have a home-based business, you are providing your home address, and that registered agent name and address is a public record. And so if you're hesitant about providing your home address, you can utilize commercial services that are available to serve as registered agents. You may have an attorney who's willing to serve as your registered agent or another individual who's willing to serve as your registered agent. You want to make sure that they're trusted, that they're available during regular business hours at a physical location, and will be responsible enough to provide you with any notices or communications that they receive on your behalf. Okay? So once you've got that, you'll want to make sure that you have the names and contact information for either your officers, if you're setting up a C corporation, or the members of your entity, if it's going to be an LLC. Those are your other business partners. Now, when you're registering a corporation, you have to actually identify the officers, their titles, their names, and their addresses. You don't have to do that with an LLC, so their information will remain private. But obviously, you want to identify everyone and know who they are for your own sake. Once you've got all of that information available, you can now go to your respective Secretary of State's website. Most often, there's usually a division of companies or corporations, and you can register. Many states now have great technology where you can do this online, and it can be a fairly quick process. The turnaround time may be from a week to 2 weeks for them to process your application, unless you're willing to pay a little bit more for that expedited service. Okay. Some states that aren't as technologically advanced may have forms that you have to submit by mail, maybe by fax, or heaven forbid, you'd have to go in person and drop them off. Now, there is a filing fee associated with it. It's usually a couple $100 or maybe even just $100, depending on the state that you are registering in. So once you filed your application for formation, you wait to hear back from the state. If all goes well, you're going to get from your state a certificate of either incorporation for the company, for the corporation, or certificate of organization and formation for your LLC. And you will also have generated your articles of either incorporation or formation when you complete the process either on the Secretary of State's website or the form that they have you complete. It basically creates a generic set of articles for your business. And that's some, very important legal documentation. So you'll take that information, those certificates, and then you will go to the IRS's website and you will apply to get your employer identification number, your EIN. This is essentially the social security number for your business. This is what the IRS uses to identify your business and associate it with the name that you have chosen for your business. The IRS has a great online process that you can go through to identify and answer the questions. And usually if you do it online, they'll generate an EIN right there on the spot. You want to keep that and take that. In the same way that you want to make sure that as a person, you know your social security number, you want to know the EIN for your business because you'll need that all of the time. All right. Then you're going to take that certificate of formation from the Secretary of State. You are going to take that form that's going to come from the IRS with your EIN, and you are going to go to your bank, the bank of your choice, whether it's a credit union, maybe it's a bank online, or a large national bank, or a small local bank. And you're going to set up a bank account in the name of your business. As we always advise, you want to make sure that you are not commingling, meaning merging together your personal assets and the assets of your business. So whatever you've done in terms of figuring out your startup budget and maybe your operating budget for your business, the money that you're going to invest or the money that you collectively as business partners are investing in that business, you want to put that money in the bank account that is in the name of the business so that you can then run the finances and the activities out of that account. This is also going to help you start to develop credit for that business so that when you're looking for financing down the road, the business starts to have its own credit history. Okay, those things are done. Now, the next step, which can be done here or can be done right at the beginning before you even set up the entity. If you have business partners, particularly if you have business partners, either in a corporation or an LLC, you want to make sure you either have an operating agreement for that LLC or bylaws for that corporation. That's going to detail who are the members, how the business is run, who's authorized to make decisions for the business, and what's the process of how this business is going to run, how many shares they're going to have, or how much ownership interest the various members are going to have in the business. This operating agreement is a critical thing to have. That is the contract between yourself and your business partners about how that business is going to run. Once you set up your business, you've got that EIN, you've got that initial information. The last step to have a strong formal setup for your business is you're going to get your business licenses. Depending on the state that you're in and the locale that you're in, you may be required to have a license with your county, which gives you permission to conduct business and run a business out of that county. And you may be required to have a business license in your specific city. It'll just depend on the rules of the jurisdictions that you live in. Most jurisdictions, county or city, have great information on their websites about who's required to have a business license and the process for getting that business license. You want to make sure you have it, and it's something that you have to renew every year, just like you have to renew that corporate registration every year. And then bonus pieces that you want to have an incredibly strong foundation for that business. You're going to look into business insurance. You want to have some level of insurance for any liabilities or claims that may come against you because of injury that you may cause in your business. If you have employees, you're going to want to have insurance that's covering them. If you have equipment or vehicles, you'll want to have that as well. There are a multitude of companies that are providing great initial coverage for entrepreneurs and business owners to give them some initial protection. So these are the steps that you're going to go through, a quick down and dirty, to set up your business, to set up your legal entity, and to put you in a great position for success going forward. So if you'd like to find out more information about the attorneys with the Smithers Law Group, you can reach us at our website at STU Law Group. You can find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram at the Smithers Law Group. And I'm Roxann Smithers, and this has been a note from my Legalpad.